Well, practices that are essential for cultivating wisdom. Uh, there's a variety. I think what the contemplative and wisdom traditions show us is that wisdom, that the virtues, and this is an old idea, goes back a long way in the West and other cultures, that the virtues are so-called interdependent. Buddhism would say that the virtues co-arise one with another. So that if we want to develop love or compassion or wisdom, we can certainly focus on those, but virtues are part of growing up, and that a well-rounded quest to live a fuller life and to become more effective and to grow a little wiser and more compassionate and loving, ideally is a balanced approach to practice and life, which includes, first off, any practices which foster psychological health and well-being, and practices which then foster psychological and spiritual development, and then practices which foster the specific virtue in question, and then any practices which reduce the blocks and barriers we have to the cultivation of these virtues. So going through those, doing what we can to enhance our and others' psychological well-being, which can be everything from lifestyle to everything from exercise to relationships, nurturing relationships, to service, to community involvement, etc., through therapeutic endeavors to foster psychological well-being, group processes to do that, practices to reduce the barriers to well-being and love and compassion and wisdom. Working with our anger, with our fear, jealousy, all those things are an essential part of growing up and growing wiser and more loving. Particularly important is a commitment to learning, to the commitment to use whatever experiences arise in our daily lives, and particularly in our relationships, as fuel and catalyst for learning. And perhaps as helpful as anything is having an intimate relationship or a number of relationships in which there's a shared agreement that our relationship is not only about our friendship or our love, but also is committed to our mutual learning and growing and awakening. And that is, relationships to be really deep and meaningful have to have a purpose beyond themselves. It can't just be about making you and me happy. It has to be something larger for the relationship to truly be meaningful. So that is very, very important. Using daily life, using our relationships as fully as we can for learning and growing. And then any of the contemplative practices, which seem to do several things, contemplative practices such as meditation, yoga, contemplation, the zikkers, we could run through a long list. But all of these seem to do several things. First off, they tend to foster maturation, growing up. They tend to help us develop the states of consciousness in which we can see more deeply and effectively, that is, waking up. And they help us in the purification process or cleaning up. And all those practices can be beneficial, and each of us needs to find what appropriate balance of practices and community and relationships best serve us and our capacity to contribute to others.